record for mom. Yes! Okay, hi guys. So I thought I would, oh, let's turn some light on. Hey, really high tech up in here. So I thought that I would make a little video about beauty inside and out, literally. Just because I feel like there's so much for skincare. It's so complicated and so complex. There's so many elements to skincare. Also, I'm going to keep looking over here because that's where I can see what is filming. So I'm making sure you can see me. For example, I was way too far away. Here we go. Okay, so a couple of things, especially for skincare in winter, that we need to think about are just making sure your skin is healthy. So before I go into this, I'm going to talk about, in the main video, I'm going to talk about things you can do to make your skin look more beautiful during winter time. And you can do them all year round, but I thought especially with the weather starting to change in Texas, meaning it's probably really cold everywhere else, it was time to go ahead and start talking about some of this stuff. And it's really, really important for winter because I've noticed my skin has had like the seasonal change where it's like, what? Ugh, suddenly it's so dry. So I thought I'd go into some things. But first I'm going to talk about kind of my philosophy on skin health, skincare, and beauty. So I am a huge makeup fan. I'm a huge girly girl. I love skincare, but my love for all things beauty really originated with makeup. And I love makeup because I can express myself. Oops, I have Facebook open, sorry. I can express myself and let's see, you can't see my hands while I'm talking. Okay, here we go. Much better. Thanks for being patient. So you can express yourself with makeup. You can also change the way you look. If you're insecure about something, then you can edit that. And you can just sort of control what you look like. So I like all of those things, and especially as a teenager and a very young 20-year-old, I loved makeup because it could control the things that I was self-conscious about. It can change those things. For example, the time that I way over tweezed my eyebrows and then was able to kind of like draw them back in for like 3 months. That was awesome. The entire like teenage years of skin breaking out and being like, why are there pimples over here? I've never had pimples over here before. That was awesome. Concealer was awesome, covering it up with whatever. And then, as you may or may not know, I had a previous life on the stage, if you will. So I learned a lot about stage makeup and all of that was exciting. And I loved being able to make myself look from like, 25, 50 feet, sorry, away, like an old person or like a man, or like different features of mine were very, very different. I loved all that. And I found it so fascinating. I promise my ramble's almost over. And the older I grew and the more I started researching things and learning more about the beauty process, I realized I would rather not have to apply concealer and not have to apply foundation. I'd rather just have really beautiful skin. I'd rather not have to scrub my lips, then put on a lip primer, and then put on a lip color, and then put on a lip gloss, and then all day just be doing this, like, what is this one, like, right? I'd rather just have beautiful lips. Instead of putting on mascara all the time, I'd rather just have natural, long, healthy lashes. And in my research, I started realizing that a lot of the products that are cosmetics that we use, or even in skincare, make our skin worse or make us break out. So my whole philosophy is, instead of putting on a ton of makeup or going and getting work done, which no judgment if you do any of those things, I definitely wear makeup, and if I had the money and possibly when I'm older, I might get work done, who knows. It's your body to do with what you will, but I would rather just have healthy skin. So if you research attraction, particularly sexual attraction, but in general it can be any kind of attraction, regarding physical traits, you will see that there's a trend, or at least I noticed that there was a trend between people being perceived as attractive and healthy. Everything always came back to being healthy. All of the things that attract us about different things are about being healthy and having somebody to procreate with who has healthy genetics, which is funny because we're in an era where only a portion of the population is trying to procreate. So anyway, so that's my philosophy. Instead of trying to cover up our imperfections and flaws, what if we just aimed to be like the healthiest, best versions of ourselves as possible? So without further ado, here are some things that I would recommend you do to prepare your skin to get through winter in a healthy way. So number one, I'm going to start with sunblock. I wear SPF 50. Oh, sorry. I featured this one in my blog. It's a baby SPF, a baby sunscreen, but it's mineral-based, it's UVA and UVB protection, as well as broad spectrum SPF 50+. So all those things are really important because some sunscreen will not protect you from certain kinds of sunlight. So for example, and I'm not totally, I might have this switched around, but UVA, I believe, is the type of sunlight, the type of ultraviolet light that gives us vitamin D, and like UVB is the one that gives us skin cancer or something like that. So you want to make sure you're protected. This one's also water resistant for up to 80 minutes, which is important because I live in a very humid area and I am not obviously created for the South. So all the hot weather that we have, I get really sweaty. This is awesome. This one has SPF 50+, which I clearly really need. So you could use whatever SPF you want. I like this one in particular. You're welcome to use whatever brand that you like. But I prefer this one because it's non-drying and it doesn't make me break out. It's non-comedogenic. It also has no PABA, phthalates, parabens, fragrances, or nanoparticles. It does have Neo-Nourish, a natural seed oil blend, and like a ton of other awesome stuff. And it has really worked for me. So I like this one just because it's not drying, so it's awesome for winter. So wearing a sunscreen, I advise it. During winter, sometimes I will wear a lower SPF than I do the rest of the year. This one I bought towards the middle to end of summer, so I will keep wearing this one. Also, I wore a lot of SPF 30 this summer, and I used the one by Tarte, which I think I featured in my blog, and I love it, but unfortunately it's a little out of my price range right now. So let's talk about inner beauty, inside out inner beauty. Yeah, literally. Inner beauty. Okay, so number one thing, your skin gets drier in winter. I don't care who you are. And this is something that's really, we don't always realize it's a problem throughout the whole year, but it is. So moisture comes from two places basically, just as any kind of nutrient does. It either comes from outside, from your environment, from things you're putting on topically, or from putting it in your mouth and it entering your bloodstream through your digestive system. So, let's go into this. Let's talk about it a little bit. So during winter, our skin becomes drier. But for you oily skinned people out there, I want you to keep listening because this is still about you. And I know that everyone's like, I have oily skin, so I don't need to talk about this stuff. But like, trust me, honey, you do. So first of all, our skin is the biggest organ on our body, so it's very important. It's also probably the largest component in attraction other than like face shape or body type or whatever. It's the same for everyone. So for example, everyone has skin, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're gay, straight, bi, asexual, like everybody has skin and you want it to look good. So yeah, so the most important thing, so you have your skin, right? It's this like big, huge organ, and then there's oil that your skin creates, and sebum. So you have like your skin with the little pores, and the oil fills up the pores and comes out and basically moisturizes and takes care of your skin the way that you would take care of leather, or you would take care of you would take care of wood. If you've ever had any all wood furniture, you know, you have to replenish it with oil. That's because the tree is dead and not replenishing itself with sap slash tree sebum. So when your skin is too oily or it's creating an excess of oil, then what's happening is your skin is dry, and so it sends a little message to itself saying like, hey, we need some more moisture. And so this becomes like filled with oil and like it just keeps creating, the cup overfloweth, if you will. And then you have too much, and then that oil is sitting there on your skin and everything is getting stuck in it. Dirt, pollutants from the air, chemicals from your makeup or skincare regime, etc. So then it causes breakouts. So it's not actually the excess oil that's causing your breakouts, it's just a component in this like horrible sabotage of your skin. And if you're dry, the opposite is happening. So for whatever reason, your skin doesn't create enough oil, and then like you get dry and you get wrinkles more, and it's just like your skin looks dull, and like I could be on for ages. So anyway, no matter who you are, moisture is important, and getting that moisture comes from the outside moisturizers as well as the inside. So I want to talk about fish oils. Oops, can you read that? This one is through basically a little company that my mom, ooh, did I just move the camera? Sorry, that my mom likes. So I have those fish oils. You can take any. I'm going to show you a couple of kinds that I have because I'm a crazy person. I've tried everything. This one is my favorite, and it has, whoops, sorry, omega-3s. That's not focusing. Okay, that's fine. And this one is also a good one. Hair, Skin, and Nails by Nature's Bounty. And again, you can't read it, but it says it has biotin and like a bunch of other stuff in it, including hyaluronic acid. And I believe it has argan oil in it. And folic acid. Okay, it doesn't have omega-3s, but it's still helpful. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I don't like it as much as my Smarty Pants one. So, okay, omega-3s are basically the moisture that your skin is going to receive from digestion, right? So you're going to take your oral omega-3 or whatever, and if you eat enough fish, you may not need to take a supplement, but you'd seriously have to eat fish at least 3 times a week, which I don't know about you, but I live in Texas. Eating fish 3 times a week mostly means I'm going to be eating sushi or tuna out of a can. The tuna will come out of the can, not the sushi. So that's not really, like, I don't want to eat a tuna sandwich 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like to take a supplement. This one's my favorite just because it has a ton of different vitamins and things that I need. This happens to be a prenatal, but I'm not actually planning for any babies. It's just like $1 more than the other Smarty Pants one, and it has way more nutrients. And there's nothing in here that my body doesn't need. So yeah, so this is great. So whatever fish oil or omega-3 that you take, or omega-6, I believe it's 6. If I'm wrong, like, tell me. That will help moisturize your skin. So I've done a lot of stuff topically, and I've changed a lot of stuff in my skincare regime, but taking a fish oil has helped to balance my skin more than anything else. And for those people who are oily, I can speak to you, and I can speak to dry people too, because I have combination skin, which means that this area of my face, on me at least, is very dry, and then this area, the T-zone, is oily. So trying to find a balance between those two is true work. Thank God I'm addicted to skincare and beauty and all this stuff, right? I'm gesturing at my collection here. So so for me, taking the fish oil actually, and it could have been other things, but I'm pretty sure it was the fish oil, or else I wouldn't speak to it, made my T-zone break out in oiliness less, which is really awesome. Another thing that helped me balance it was to start washing my face with an oil cleanser. So this one is by Cocokind. Oh, trying to focus is it's a not fun thing. What could it? It's not. Okay, well, whatever. It says Cocokind Organic Facial Cleansing Oil. And it's like $13, I want to say, like $12.95 or something at HEB Plus for 2 ounces of this, and it's got the green cleanse. And it comes in a little box. So that helped balance it as well. And I really love oil cleansers. It's also a preference thing. My skin may work differently from your skin, but taking the oral omega-3s regularly, that's really important, really helped me to quit creating so much oil. So between those two, I noticed a huge difference. Another thing you're going to really want to make sure you're doing during winter is drinking enough water. And this will help your skin in a bunch of ways. First of all, water helps to reduce the appearance of fine lines and some of the smaller wrinkles. For big ones, which I don't have any big ones yet, but you can kind of see on my forehead that I've got, oh, this camera is not high enough resolution, or maybe it's the light in here, but I've got some of this happening. And of course, everybody's got some here and a little bit here, right? So for those wrinkles, drinking enough water really helps to make them less noticeable. It's not going to be the same as getting Botox. It's not going to be like, oh my gosh, I drank 8 glasses of water for every day the past week, and oh, now I look like I've had a facelift. Like, it's not going to be that dramatic, but it's going to be just a little subtle lift. So a combination of all of this stuff is going to be what makes people go, you are looking really good, and other people may not even notice, but taking care of your skin and taking care of your body will make you really feel better, and then you'll feel more confident about getting out there. So those are the things I would start with. So wear your SPF, take some sort of fish oil or omega-3, or eat fish 3 times a week. If you live on the coast, I hate you and I'm jealous. And then drink enough water. That's really important. And I can definitely notice a difference when I haven't drunk enough water, whatever. When I don't consume enough water, my skin feels more tight, but not in a good way. And also it feels like there's a lot of flakiness that happens around here. Any acne that I'm having becomes more flaky as it's healing. And then right across my forehead in this area, it feels just really dry, just dry. It's awful. So that's yucky. And also, like, on the subject of dryness and moisture and everything, wearing your sunscreen will help with that too, because your skin's not going to be constantly healing and repairing. Like, think about it. When you are sick, right? Like, if you've ever had the stomach flu, you know that you're down and you're out, right? The entire time you're sick and you have the stomach flu, and then after that, you are not really the same. Like, you're not really up to your same energy levels. You're not fully yourself again for, at least a few more days. So it's the same for your skin, because if you get just a little bit sunburned, say on your ride home from work or at the lake or when you ate brunch on a patio or like any of these things where you're outside, right? Then your skin's not going to be up to its same standards. So think about it. Having a sunburn to your skin is the same as having the stomach flu would be to you and your whole body. So after that, your skin's not going to be sitting here producing collagen and preventing wrinkles and taking care of acne and stuff. It's busy healing from a sunburn, okay? Maybe it's a slight sunburn, but still the sunburn. So it's not going to be able to do all the things you want it to do. So if you're taking care of that, if you're making sure it never gets the skin equivalent of stomach flu, and that it's healthy and its immune system is up, then it's going to be able to do some of these other things for you more, like preventing breakouts, like giving you good skin, like preventing wrinkles, which I can really see over here in the screen thingy. Girl, boy, whoever you are, right? So that brings me to my next point. So having overall health is really good. My skin has really balanced out over the last, I would say, year and a half. Oh my gosh, 2 years. Yeah, it's 2 years. I can't believe I've had a blog for like 6 months now. Granted, I've only posted on it, like once a month or whatever. So a couple of things that I've changed over the past year that have helped my skin, they seem kind of obvious, maybe. One of them is getting enough sleep. So if you're getting enough sleep, that's awesome too, because when you're rested, your skin looks amazing. So for example, the darkness under your eyes, that's scientifically considered usually very unattractive. It's usually the thing that kind of like throws people over the edge either way. And you can wear makeup to compensate for that. And I don't really care who you are, if you're a guy or a girl. I don't really care who wears makeup. But I know that a lot of people feel like only women should wear makeup, and even more people feel like makeup is just the enemy. And there are a lot of eye creams that have alcohol or other dehydrating things in them. So I don't want to tell you, like, yeah, just go wear this makeup and then have dark circles and be awful. And like saying this, I have some dark circles. It's been a crazy week for me, and it's late at night now. But you can just get enough sleep and prevent those wrinkles. So in addition to all of the other benefits of getting enough sleep, skin, beauty, yeah. Another thing that has helped me is getting my digestive tract balanced, which I won't go into terribly too much TMI detail on this post, but let's just say that everything in your body is affected by your digestive tract. So I take this probiotic. I also started drinking kombucha about this time last year, and I started drinking it regularly. Now that will make you go number 2, just so we're clear. And with probiotics, there's going to be a lot of balancing out. You may verge from constipation all the way over to the opposite of constipation, if you know what I'm saying. You know, right? I'm not saying it on the video. You can ask me, you can message me or whatever. And like you're probably thinking, what does a probiotic have to do with skincare? A lot of people underestimate the power of probiotics, but basically they are what keep your digestive system, your small and large intestine balanced. And that's what helps keep everything going and moving. And your intestines are responsible for drawing nutrients into your body, and then leaving the stuff that it doesn't want that isn't helpful, so that you can get rid of it later. So a probiotic is helpful because whatever imbalances your body has, especially in digestion, can make your skin look different, can make it look sallow, can make it look differently colored. Mine, I had a lot of redness going on, which again, I've done a ton of stuff, and I feel like each thing has either, for the most part, each thing has like made a significant but just incremental difference. So I'll talk about it and I'll let you guys know, and please send me your questions. I can create more videos. But having a probiotic for me helped with redness and blotchiness. For you, it could be anything else. My skin has never been very sallow, but I know for some people that can be a cause of it. There can also be hormonal changes and stuff. So taking a probiotic and making sure your body is healthy is awesome. And then one more little vitamin supplement. Gosh, what do you even call this? I guess, yeah, it's a supplement, that I want to talk about is not directly related to skincare, but I feel like a lot of skincare issues come from imbalances within the body or just different deficiencies of minerals or vitamins. So I'll show you guys this in a second and it will help, I believe. But basically, in case you don't remember from, whatever training you had in your preteen years to expect, for puberty, I read a book. I had classes at school. It was pretty good. My mom talked to me about a lot of stuff. I read magazines, and so basically that is where most people quit their education on skincare and nutrition and all that stuff. And for me, at least, that's so sad. But now I'm rambling, and I know this video is already kind of long, and I'm trying not to let it be too long. So basically, your skin will get rid of toxins. So anything that your body doesn't like, carcinogens, alcohol, dirt, whatever, bacteria of different kinds. So it can, again, like whatever is on top of it. Let's say I drive through the city and I have my windows down and I have a bunch of pollutants that I can't even see on my skin, which I may actually have today. Or let's say that I'm driving in the country and I get a lot of allergens on my face, and I live in an area where allergies are pretty bad seasonally for everyone. So that's not helping, right? What else? So those are just some environmental factors, for example, and then touching your skin or having dirt on your skin. Maybe you go out and play with your dogs or something. But also the things from the inside that we do. So I noticed that I tend to have really dry skin and I tend to break out after I drink alcohol. Now, if I just have one drink, it's very, very subtle and I don't usually break out. But, last weekend, my husband and I went out with some friends and we went over to their place, and the guys were drinking beers and the wife and I finished off a bottle of wine together, and I had another drink and it was a great time. And I didn't drink in so much excess that I was ever out of control or anything. I definitely wasn't sick, but I did notice that, so that was Saturday. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, my skin was really dry looking. Now I also used I'm not going to mention the name of it, but I used a skincare product that I don't usually use and that I didn't recommend. So I'll tell you guys if you want to know, you can ask me. But yeah, my skin looked really bad. So that's an example of the ways that the things that we consume affect our skin. Before I got enough vitamins and minerals, and when I wasn't eating a lot of vegetables, my skin looked different as well. So just remember that if you're having breakouts or if you're having discoloration or you're having some sort of skin issue, maybe it's a texture thing, it may be what you're eating. So without further ado, I like this one. This is Wellness Formula, and I was introduced to this when I was living in College Station, Bryan, and it basically has a ton of herbs and a ton of different vitamins your body needs. So I will put up a link for this. This is just the small one, just because this one was on sale. You can see there's a sale sticker there. But also, like, look at all those ingredients. So this one I was recommended by somebody who is into holistic health. And at the time when I first got introduced to these, I was partying like a college kid, and also I was getting a lot of sinus infections. And afterwards, it would just take me like months and months to get back to where I was. So I went in, and my holistic person was like, "Hey, I like this one. Take it for anything as small as a hangover and as big as the flu, and it will help." And I feel like she exaggerated it a little bit, because it's not like I'm sick and then I take this, it's like taking aspirin or something, but um, I would say this is a good supplement to take if you are having a skin problem. And anytime I notice something weird with my body, I'll take this, even if it's just once a day. Um, and then, like, if I am coming down with something, I'll take it for a couple of days in a row. So just remember, or try to think of it as like your skin can get sick too. So when you're seeing the pimples or lots of blackheads or excess oil or excess dryness or whatever, just remember, like, that's your skin saying, like, I'm sick, I have a cold this week. Help me out, man. Get me some Dayquil. But the Dayquil version for your skin might be something else. So I hope these tips help. Just to recap a little bit, SPF, omega-3s, drink enough water, get your probiotics, get your vitamins and minerals, basically live healthy, and your skin will benefit. So I hope this helped you guys, and if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I will talk to you guys later.